Jay, I still in love. I know we're friends, but your enemies ain't mine. I speak Twampo, Coristo, Coristo. You can't comprehend, I ain't stepping down low. Through your low blow, I'm sitting high with me, yo. Like Bucket Raw or like Crystal, I don't know. Cause I don't do beef. I'm networking, I ain't got clicks. I'm chasing money, so y'all can go ahead and do y'all little backstabbing. T. Curtis sitting here just looking for a way to make money. You found a way to make the money, be the first to call me. Don't hit my phone up with your gossip and your chit pulling. The negativity I promoting, that's why we're suffering. But when we speak the truth, everybody screaming hate us. Just like the believers, something wrong to blame the devil. Keep shifting blames, we will never win a single game. Compete the same, but I'm competing with me. What? Y'all call them haters, but I call them motivators. I'm not afraid to give them shout out cause I'm getting better. Sooner or later, I'll be cruising right through y'all. Lamborghini, brum brum, first class. That all my dear people say. That all my dear ladies say. That all my dear homies say. And all my classy people say, yeah. That all my classy ladies say. Where my classy bros at? Come on. And if you know you classy, say. And all my classy homies say. The creativity's so sick, you're feeling it. You feel the energy, stand up and vibe with me. No hesitation, come on and rock with me. Yeah. Ain't no reason for us to be fighting. Ain't no reason for us to be fighting. Ain't no reason for us to be fighting. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. Philly say yeah, nah, yeah, nah. Minnesota said how it looking. The turn around and say it happening here. VA, we love class. Yeah. D. Curtis, yo. I'm letting this out. You feel it? Baby, yeah. I don't political last entertainment. Your friends doing wrong, but you hear back and down. As long as the wheel keeps spinning, you will get your turn. Go ahead, call your name, slow down on me. Y'all can even go as far as insulting me. Dignity, integrity is not for fame. No, I'm not exchanging. Y'all can keep the fame. I came in this game for the money, but both you and I know ain't no money. So my code, you will never see me at the loco. Before that, I'll be the first to count the lepo. Let's get it right, we on the same campus, yeah. But all of us not sitting in the same class, no. We may have been taught by the same teacher, but comprehension, the subject I never loved. VA, we love class. That all my dear people say.
Okay, all right. Okay, all right, ladies and gentlemen, this is your D. Curtis. I made the advertisement that I was going to dissect this video. All right. I know I promised I was going to bring the old man Curtis character, but as I went through my investigation, I thought it wise that this character would be best for what I'm about to do than to have the old man Curtis, the man with so many questions. Because you know, the old man Curtis don't answer questions, don't have an opinion. He just asks questions. And this right here, I can't just ask question. We're going to have to cut this into pieces. All right. So if you're watching, hey, by all means, if you want to share, that'll be great. If not, I understand. But we have got to talk about stuff like this in our community. All right. For multiple reasons. But before we get into the video, before I start cutting that video up bit by bit, let me start with I understand. Okay. I'm starting with what I call I understand, and it's my I understand statement. I understand in Liberia when our friends, our affiliates, our associates are in the wrong, we turn to support and back them. I understand. Okay. I understand that almost everything in Liberia is about interest. Sadly enough, not about the interest of the people, but for the interest of those who are on the top and those associated with them. I understand. I understand that this video will prick some people's nerves today because they have some type of connection to the people involved. I understand that. I understand that there would be distractors, people that will come here and try to steer me away from what I'm here to do. To you, I say, I understand. I understand that people have their own opinion and they're entitled to it. I understand that. And I understand that I also have my opinion and I'm entitled to it. And that's why I'm doing this live. All right. Those are my I understand. Okay. So we're going to go into this video, do whatever you do, comment what you want to comment, say whatever you want to say. I'm going to talk about numerous things here today. Let me bring it up, okay? I'm going to talk about this video. Questions we're going to answer here, okay? All things that I will talk about, all right? And again, let me say this, right? I have no inside information. I have no connection to anybody whatsoever that feed me information. I have not been on Facebook. I ain't watched Spoon TV talk about this. I have nothing. And I did that simply because I want to speak from my own self brain, say what I think this is and what should happen. All right. I tune out everybody. And my analogy right now of this situation is based solely on the video. Only the video. Nothing else. I don't know anything else. Nobody tell me anything else. Only the video. To be fair, when I made the post, somebody sent me a letter that was written. I would talk about that letter. I would give my opinion on the letter at the very last end, but that have nothing to do with what I'm focusing on here today. All right. And here's what we're going to answer here. Okay. I'm going to tell you what I think happened before this video was recorded. All right. I'm going to tell you what happened in the video, during the video. All right. I'm going to tell you what should have and what could have happened during the video. All right. And I'm also going to tell you who I think or I believe should be fired, when and why. All right. Who I think should be fired, when and why. All right. And then lastly, we're going to talk about what can we learn from this situation. All right. Because every situation out there is a learning experience. If you decide not to learn from certain things, whether are happening to you directly or it's happening to somebody else, you're just a fool. All right. With that said, here's what we're going to do first. The first thing I'm going to tackle, right? I'm going to play the video. And what I'm going to tackle, I wasn't in a room. I'm going to recreate what I think the setting was. That's all. The first time we watch the video, that's what I'm going to talk about. All right. And then maybe I will not go through the entire video. All right. And then I will start dissecting the video bit by bit. And we go from there. Y'all ready? You want to share it? Great. If you share it, I appreciate it. If you don't want to share, I also know our community. I understand. So yes, let's get to it. Let's get to it. Let's get to this. Let me put myself in the corner. And I wanted to change this video around to change the portrait mode and all of that. I said, nah, I ain't touching it before they say, oh, he not edit the video, he do this, he do that, he not that this. Just how all of y'all been seeing it, I just how will come and watch it right here, okay? Let's look at the video. I will point your attention to certain things before I start talking about the content and the words and everything else in the video. Let's just look at the video. Just look at the image. If you can tune everything that is being said, all the drama, just turn it around. Just look at the image, all right? So I can paint this picture for you guys. One thing I want you to notice right in the circle right there. I don't know if you see my cursor or not. You see that light bulb? Notice the position of that light bulb. And notice the position of this gentleman that is right here. I'm not referring to anybody right now. We're not getting into that. All right. We're just going straight to the video. Notice the position of that light bulb. And notice this individual that is right, to my left. And it's probably your right. Okay. So notice that. All right. I'll be stopping the video as we go because I see we're dissecting this video. Yeah, if you don't know what they call dissect, we're cutting it into pieces. Another thing to notice those bags, that wooden bags over there, looks like shelf. You see that shelf where the air conditioner is? Notice that shelf. Notice there's a gentleman standing right there. Okay, right there. Notice the gentleman standing right there. Notice the shelf. Notice the air conditioner. Okay, notice these things. Notice the movement of these things. Okay, I want you to get the camera angle, the different camera angles. This is why I'm saying this, so I can, when I'm ready to talk certain things, you can understand.
Okay, then fuck you and say that here. I'm not going to your office. What the fuck wrong with you, Eddie? You got no respect to you? What the fuck wrong with you? You want me to disrespect people here? Go ahead. Go ahead, Go ahead, be rude.
You're not rude. You on the line. You've been on the line here for a long time.
Everybody stay in the office here. Nobody bring that to a meeting.
As long as in DA, as law enforcement officer, I will come anywhere with guns.
So at this point, this tells me that whoever is holding this camera is still at the same position. And the camera is held in the person's hand and the camera is facing up. That's what this image right here tells me, right? This person has not moved a muscle yet. This person is standing in the same position. The camera is in their hand. And also, people in the room don't know that this is being recorded. Let's just establish that fact also, and we'll prove that at somewhere towards the end here or sometimes during this video. Keep watching.
Say a minute to tell me what they can do it. I'm not in your office, but you cannot stop me from moving with weapon in this place here. And nobody can stop me.
Now you notice there's been 2 light bulbs. The other one was up on the back, and now you're seeing 2 light bulbs. What that means is whoever this individual is, this person now move a little further. All right? I hope you're catching up. They're moving around now. They're no longer stationary. They're moving around. All right?
They
They can't even try it.
Yes, sir.
They can't even try it. I can tell you. But you have to put me outside now. They need to come and put me outside. No, you need to be giving them order to put me outside. I'm not fighting you, AB.
You're not getting that from me.
I'm not going to fight you. You've been very disrespectful and unprofessional since you started here, and we've been tolerating you've been tolerating you. Wait, you won't tell me about professionalism? Look, I can tell you that based on my professional judgment, you treat as you are.
You notice the light bulb? You see the light bulb is going out of frame a little bit more. What that tells you, this individual is taking additional steps. They're moving little by little. Pay attention here. I'm going to check like it here. Small.
Me and you.
Now the individual is almost right under the light bulb. You notice that other individual that was standing on the side is a lot closer to this individual holding the cell phone. I hope you're paying attention to this.
Miracle. You can compare what I was doing. I'm a damn what me here. You're a poster. You're a damn poster and a liar. Who are you?
I am.
Another person now moved from the back of this individual to the front. I hope you're paying attention to all of this, okay?
Talking about you who? I was a damn federal agent. Go and check my record. A GR12? A GR12? You think, no, that only in front of these people, you can bullshit.
Now the camera angle change a little bit. It's like it got closer towards the wall and closer towards the middle. The light is over there. 2 individuals has gotten closer. All right. That's why.
Take on my professional judgment. What professional judgment? You give me the job.
I did.
You employ me.
Send me to the president to pay you the job.
You recommended me.
I did that because I thought you were a good guy, but
you're now a good human being.
All right, I'm not. Go ahead.
You are very disrespectful. You are unprofessional. Shut the fuck up when I'm talking.
Don't do that. Don't do that. You do not.
At this moment, there's touching. As you can see, there's touching. All right, there's touching. The individual holding the phone now move a little further. All right, pass the light bulb now. Moving further.
Just bring that nigga go to jail. You can't go to jail. You can't go to jail. My man will disrespect you. I can't go to jail. Every time my man will disrespect you. They can't do it. They do what's up in there. You can't go to jail. You take that put it down. Who the fuck you think? Shut up. Get the fuck out of me. Why you holding me? No, I gotta hold you. You holding me? I can't hold you. Why you holding me? Why you slapping me? That's right for me. Why you holding me?
Notice the angle of the camera change. Now you're seeing things that are hanging on the wall. The individual with the phone has made their way past where they were standing at the initial stage or at the beginning of the video. I hope you're paying attention.
Call him here. Call him here. No, call him here.
You notice the light bulb show up again. All right. So it's like there's a movement back and forth. There's been a whole lot of movement forward, and now it's going back a little bit. Y'all notice? So y'all look.
The man shot at me.
All right, let's look at that again. Let's look at that part right there. All right.
Call him here. Call him here. No, call him here. The man shot at me.
You notice what happened there, right? You notice the place got brighter, and then all of a sudden it's like the light moved, and then it got dark. What does that tell you? What happened to the phone right there? All right. I want to believe at that point the phone was thrown at somebody. The phone now was thrown at somebody after the pushing back and forth. The phone got thrown. All right. Let's keep watching. That's why you have the darkness. And then somebody picked up the phone. All right. Notice the setting. The phone got thrown. Somebody pick up the phone. Whoever pick up the phone don't know that this phone is recorded. Y'all follow me, oh. Yaka. Y'all follow. Now another person has the phone in their hand. We're still talking about the setting here. We're still talking about the setting. So now notice the phone is still recording, but the phone has exchanged hands. The original person that had the phone don't have the phone anymore. And I, looking at this, with what I've seen, I've come to the conclusion that the phone got thrown and it fell on the floor. And the second person picked it up. And still, let's look at the surrounding. We're still talking about setting here, okay?
Man, Derek wants to really please.
They already straight. They already straight. The other guy, the boy got punched me in my face. The other guy, the boy got she punched me in my face. Are you listening?
The phone, are you already see you sit and you want me to do somebody phone and you put out with no. You relax.
No, the pen on the camera. They do a premeditated. Baby, where are you? I'm getting you. On the floor, yeah.
All right, so we'll stop that video there for now, and I will establish the scene as to what I think happened. All right, so we're going to answer the first question. The first question here was, what happened prior to the video? All right, what I believe happened prior to this video. I'll explain this now, okay? Looking at this video and listening, after I talk about what I think happened prior to the video, then we'll go to what actually was said during the video to prove some of the things I'm going to be talking about here, okay? What happened before this video? I'm not there, and I know. I'm calling none of them, I'm talking to none of them. In an office setting, when you have a subordinate who believe that the boss is incompetent or they're better than the boss, they will start by forming an alliance. They will start what we call office politics. They will start to express their frustration from one person to the next to buy in solidarity or to buy favor from those individuals to either prove their claim, whatever the claim is, whether it's illegitimate or not. They will start what we call office politics. They will start talking from one employee to the next. One employee to the next. That's what happened prior to this time. At some point during their employment, Mr. Fadika believed that this boss is not competent enough. He somehow believed that he had more experience and should probably be the boss and not the boss being the boss. And to prove that claim, he had to talk to people and point out things that he thinks this boss is doing. I will prove my claim with what is said in the video. All right. So when you're doing stuff like that, you don't know who is close. It's a risky situation. You don't know who is closer to the boss. So information will travel. And when information travels, there's a high possibility for that information to get to the boss, which I think happens here in this case. So somehow, information got to the boss about this whole office politics. Now, we get to the content of the video, okay? We're going to get to the content of the video. When the whole thing started, from what somebody said, it seems like one of the guys said, and I'll play the video, it seems like they were going to have a discussion. They were going to have a meeting. And prior to that meeting, somebody was told that they cannot take their arm in. I'm still on the setting. That person came and they stood to the door and expressed their frustration unprofessionally. While that person was doing it, Fadika was by the door or at the door in the office. Like, you know, when you enter the door, you just stand right to the side. That's where he was. All right. He was standing there. Based off of the video, based off of certain things that happened, tells me that AB was behind a desk. He was seated on a desk, and I will prove those points to you. Okay. It tells me that he was seated behind a desk, and there were officers behind him or on the side of him while all of this was going on. That is the setting. And as things got intensified, Fadika started making movement. That's why I try to draw your attention to the light bulb and the different things that were surrounding or that was being shown on the images at the time or on the camera. He started to advance. All right? He started to advance. I also believe at some point, AB stood up and got from behind the desk. And that could possibly be because of the advancement that Fadika was doing and the other guys were there. All right. So that's the setting. That's the picture I want to paint for you guys. So when things escalated, they got pushed out. Fadika and his crew got pushed out of the room. The subordinates of both Fadika and AB, like his name, right? AB or Mr. Kurma. Mr. Kurma, I'll just call him Mr. Kurma because I don't know if that. All right, Mr. Kurma de-escalated the situation by closing the door and separating both men. All right, that's the setting. That's what happened. Just based off of me looking at that video and listening to certain things. Now I'm going to play the video to prove my claim. All right, so that's what happened. Before the video, there was all kind of talking, undermining of power. This person thinks they're better. This other person not. At this point, there is two groups. There is the AB, there's the Mr. Kamara group, and there is the Fadika group. Two separate groups. All right. So there's bad blood already. That's what happened before the video. Now let's go to what happened in the video and during the video. All right. We'll take this bit by bit to prove my claim. All right. Now let's listen. Listen very carefully, because this one it came in right after you hit play. Right after he hit play for the video, this one came in. So listen.
We're not having this in here.
What kind of effing meeting? We're not having meeting in here. That is to prove my claim that there was some type of arrangement made for this meeting to be held. All right? That what you're hearing right there. Listen to that. Another key point I want you to listen to here. Fadika said, my man, get outside. Who is he referring to? He's referring to the other people of Mr. Kamara, the other security officers of Mr. Kamara. He is telling them to exit the room. I will play that again so you can hear it. And I'll tell you why that is important.
We're not having this in here.
We will not have any meeting with any one of these men in here. You hear that? We will not have meeting with any one of these men in here. Listen,
we're not having this in here.
My man, get outside. All of you, get outside. We will not have any meeting with all the men in here. My man, get outside. All of you, get outside. All right? Let the men effing get outside. Let all of them get outside. I hope you're paying Now, that person you hear screaming outside, what wrong with you, AB? He is screaming and he's talking about the men and say he might not come into the place with his weapon. I want to believe at some point during the working relationship, it was never a problem. Everybody had the opportunity, the privilege to walk around with a weapon and all of that. But after the office politics start getting around, Mr. Kamara now is a little bit concerned about his life and his safety. All right. And to address the office politics, he passed a creed or he passed a command that these guys that are coming for the meeting should come without weapons. They were willing to have the meeting, one, unannounced to Mr. Kamara without any of his security or his other subordinates in the room. And then secondly, they got upset for the fact that they're being told to disarm themselves. They wanted to go in there with their arms. So the first person got upset. And as he's expressing his frustration why he can't enter the place with his gun, Fadika took over. Now let's listen. Another key thing I want you to hear from the person that is outside. All right? Another key thing that I want you to hear from the person that is outside.
Okay, then fuck you and say that here. I'm not paying your own pay. What the fuck wrong with you, Eddie? You got no respect to you?
Is it because I've been respecting you? That's a key word. Is it because I've been respecting you? That means this person probably been working with Mr. Kamara prior to Mr. Fadika. And as a result of the office politics, now he's having a different view on things. So for the fact that they're telling him to take off his gun, he's not insulting, he's cursing and saying, is it because I've been respecting you? So that means prior to all of this incident, there was mutual respect between the two of them. And that's what office politics would do. It creates bad blogs, you start undermining people and all of that. All right? Now, listen, and then when he expressed his frustration, he said he's not having a meeting. Mr. Kamara should sit in his effing office. He exited. Good. All right? Now, let's see.
What the fuck wrong with you? You want to disrespect people yet?
Go ahead.
Go ahead, be rude.
Go ahead, be rude.
You're not rude. You order line. You been order.
You hear that? Mr. Kamara now is saying, go ahead, be rude. Go ahead, be rude. Mr. Fadika replied, he's not being rude. He's not being rude. You are out of line. Now, out of line about what? Maybe out of line for him telling him not to bring his gun. Or out of line for something else that is not revealed in this video, which he will, insinuate something towards that. I'll read your comments later.
Nobody stay in the office yet. Nobody bring it.
Listen, yo.
Go ahead, be rude.
Go ahead, be rude.
You're not rude. You order line. You been order line here for a long time.
Nobody stay in the office yet. Nobody bring
He's not being rude. You are out of line.
You order line. You been order line here for a long time.
Nobody stay in the
You're not rude. You order.
He's not rude. You are out of line. You've been out of line for a long time. This also proved my claim that there's been a bad blood between these people for a while. That first person seems to be someone who's been obeying and respecting Mr. Kamara. Now that Fadika is here, Fadika knows that this man been out of line for a long time, which means this has been discussed between their group of their disapproval of this man's managerial style. Whatever it is, I don't know. I'm just telling you. All right? And then he proceeds to express his frustration and how this guy been out of line for a long time. Let's listen.
You been order line here for a long time.
Nobody stay in the office yet. Nobody bring it to a meeting.
As long as in DA, as law enforcement officer, I will come anywhere with gun. You didn't.
The man repeat, nobody come to my office with weapon. All right? And as a security person, I'm pretty sure that there's some type of training that they must have had to let them know when things could possibly escalate and to de-escalate things and avoid casualty and stuff like that. Put the weapons away. We're about to have a conversation. Put the weapon away. And say nobody should enter his office with weapon. Now, I don't know whether he have weapon in his office or whether his security guards have weapon on them. I don't know none of that. All right? But he is saying in order for them to come in his office, he don't want any weapon. Let's continue to listen.
Say a minute to tell me what they can do. I'm not rude. You order line. You been order line here for.
One thing, I don't know if I already passed it. I don't want to keep going back because I want to get to the meat and gravy of this thing. One thing Fadika said, he said that he was not in the office. I'm not in your office. But according to the video image we just saw, it shows that he was in the office. And then verbally, he said something that also support the fact that he is indeed in Mr. Kamara's office. All right? Let's listen.
Nobody stay in the office yet. Nobody bring it to a meeting.
As long as in DA, as law enforcement officer, I will come anywhere with gun. You didn't say a minute to tell me what they can do. I'm not in your office, but you can ask.
There you go right there. He said, I'm not in your office. As long as I'm in DA, I will walk anywhere with weapon. He proceeds. The first challenge was tell your men them to put me outside. Another thing I want you guys to pay attention to, right? They talk about some dudes talk about this at the very beginning. This is premeditated. The only stupid part about this whole thing on Fadika's part, you are the only one that entered that room, or maybe you and your crew knew that you were going to be recording. If you are going to record for whatever reason to have evidence, shouldn't you be on your best behavior and try to catch the other person off guard so you can prove your claim? But you walk into somebody's office with camera on, recording, and instead of being on your best behavior, you go way off and have immense evidence on yourself. Let's listen.
Stop me from moving with weapon in this place here. And nobody can stop me.
Anybody enter my office the next time, it didn't matter if you come back to my office, it's not allowed in my office.
You hear that? Anybody enter my office the next time, if this man leave and comes back, he shouldn't enter my office. This proves that Fadika is already in the office, even though he said at the beginning that he's not in the man's office. This right here proves that he's in the office. If that man leave my office, he might not come back to my office. This is your boss. You are in his office. You already not telling say he's out of line. He's been out of line for a very long time. You already not taunt him and challenge him to tell him, man, to escort you. You proceed further to say that as long as you're in DA, you will enter anywhere with gun. Challenge. All right?
Yes, sir.
They can't even try it.
Yes, sir.
Now he's taunting this guy. You can't even try it.
They can't even try it, I can tell you. But you have to put me outside now. They need to come and put me outside. No, you need to be giving them order to put me outside.
No, you need to be giving them order to pull me outside. All of this premeditated, got camera rolling, but still not putting on best behavior to prove your claim, whatever your claim is, but not putting on best behavior. All right?
I'm not fighting you, AB.
Another thing, how do you go from the man said don't come in my office with gun, and you finish giving all these challenges, you jump straight to, I'm not fighting you, AB. I am not fighting you, AB. Like, where fighting Benet come from? Where fighting Benet come from if you are not already ready to come fight? Where fighting Benet come from? And you listen to AB remarks, okay? This is not in favor of AB. We'll get to that point, okay? But let's listen here, all right? Me, I get no salary. Why me all the time I can be lonely?
Yes, sir.
They can't even try it, I can tell you. But you have to put me outside now. They need to come and put me outside. No, you need to be giving them order to put me outside. I'm not fighting you, AB. I'm not going to fight you. You've been very disrespectful and unprofessional since you started here, and we've been tolerating you've been tolerating you. Wait, you won't tell me about professionalism? Look, I can tell you that based on my professional judgment, you treat.
And then they start talking about professionalism. So far in this entire video, if I'm to give anybody credit for being professional at this point, up until this point, I'm still giving it to Mr. Kamara. All right? I don't know if there's a better way of communicating or letting them know prior to the meeting that, oh, there will be no firearm allowed, for them to know a way ahead of time before coming. Maybe there is, maybe there isn't. All right? That's the only thing I would say, okay, well, maybe he should have communicated, have clear communication. Regardless, all right, if anything, walk away, say you're not having a meeting. But here he is, talking about he not want fight. The man has said nothing about fighting. He talking about he not want fight. All right?
Me and you.
Now he's talking about how he professional. He's about to go into what makes him more professional now than this guy. Let's listen.
In America, you can compare what I was doing. I was
Now, here is the thing, right? We already know that there is, whether you agree to it or not, we already know that there is Liberian and there is Liberian. There is Liberian and there is Liberian. That is a fact. Nobody can deny that. In every aspect, every sector of our existence in our country, there is Liberian and there is Liberian. There is the Liberian who were born, raised, and stayed in Liberia throughout the Civil War, lived their life in Liberia, school in Liberia. They are Liberians. And those that fled for whatever reason, they are also Liberians. But there are two Liberians. Let's just take that. I go Liberia right now. The way I will be viewed is different from the way other Liberians and Liberians are gonna be viewed. Now, what makes that fact or reality a little bit less is how you, the Liberian from out of Liberia, coming to Liberia, how you act, how you deal with these people, how you talk to them, will make them a little bit receptive towards you. If you come with this mentality of I am the best, I know this, I that, you that, it makes it a little bit frictional. It makes it difficult. And for God's sake, we understand you may have left the country, you have gotten some type of education, you have the desire to go and serve your country. God gave you the opportunity to be out there and acquire all these things. Don't go back and start intelligently insulting other people, and definitely not your boss. Definitely not your boss. But he's talking about all this glam. If your life is this glamorous in America, what the heck are you doing in Liberia? Why? Why? If you have all this title here in America, you've done all these things, you're great, life is good. Why? I understand the why here. You say, okay, why the man won't serve his country? He won't do this. And if you're gonna keep referencing to how heaven is heaven, why are you in hell? Why? These are things that that can create friction in the workplace, undermine other people, and all these stuff. That's some of it right there. It so happened that the both of them were somehow somewhere in Liberia or in America here because he said it, and that is beyond the point. Let's continue watching.
Damn poster in the liar. Who are you?
I am.
Talking about you who? About a damn federal agent. Go and check my record.
You who? He's your boss. Your title of whatever it was in America ceases when you leave. Like, who goes to one company in America, quits the job in one company in America, and then go to another company and start telling people, oh, yeah, I care less because you're my boss. I was that. It's about your performance now. The moment they see your resume, that's the only time they care about what you're doing at that job. They look at your resume, they look at your qualification, they see what you've done. Once you're on the job, it's time for you to exhibit. It's time for you to produce. It's time for you to do exactly what your resume say. Nobody here waiting for you to come. Hence is the reason why when Mr. Kamara, Amara Conan be writing all kind of problem story, I'm like, we don't care about the problem. You apply for the job, give us solution. We don't care about the problem. Give us solution. We understand there's problem. That's why you went there. Give us solution. Then you're talking about how you were this, you were that, you were that, you were that in America. Who cares? Come back to America.
You think, no, the only difference of in front of people, in front of these people, you can bullshit. Okay, all my professional judgment. Where professional judgment? You give me the job. You employ me. You recommend me.
So now look at this, that the whole sad part about this whole thing here. He's trying to deny the fact that the man gave him job. If a company say, hey, on the application, when you are applying in America, when you're applying for a job in America, and that application requires a reference letter or require you to put references in that application and click submit. If you submit that application without your references, what is that application? That application is incomplete. If you're going by a strict HR person that is looking for a completed application, if that application asks for reference and you don't put it there, that's an incomplete application. They're pushing it to the side and they're looking at the next person. He's saying the man referred him. That's the slap part, though. The man referred you. And as a result of his referral, your credential were put on the president's desk for consideration. This is the same man now that you don't think is competent enough, and you can't find a civil way to go about it, but to disrespect him in front of his subordinates. And also try to deny the fact that he gave you the job. Ungratefulness to the core. Entitlement to the core. Ungratefulness to the core. Entitlement to the core. Beat American chicken. The food's supposed to be for me. Yes, I'm entitled to it. Let's listen.
Good guy, but
You're now a good human being.
all right, I'm not. Go ahead.
You are very disrespectful. You are unprofessional. Shut the fuck up when I talk.
And now, this is his boss. That should probably be telling, and I'm not from a military background, all right? The little that I know with my son joining the army, I know because he used to complain. My young son, my 18-year-old, he used to complain anytime they'll take their phone away from them. We won't talk to him until on Sunday, and only 1 hour we have to talk to him. And when we take the phone, we're talking to him on 1 hour. Joshua has everything. He's complaining about the other people that are part of his baton. He said, man, I don't like these kids. They don't listen. One person mistakes, the entire baton get disciplinary action. They get punished. For one person, you don't have to have anything to do with what happened. He is there complaining, man, they don't listen, Dad. These kids don't listen. They're always getting us in trouble. They're always, because that's, from the little I know from his military complaint and background, he 18-year-old, telling me that when your sergeant say this, it's yes, sir, sergeant. But here is somebody in a, I will want to say, security militant field, telling his boss that when I'm talking, you shut up. I would expect Mr. Kamara to tell him, you shut the F up. For numerous reasons. One, I'm your boss. Two, you in my office. Three, I've asked you to get out. And you're still here. But now you're telling your boss to shut the F up when you are talking. Really? 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 And then you have the audacity to reference your position in America. That's a disgrace, yo. That's a disgrace. Can you imagine you coming to tell people, say you graduated from Harvard, and in your argument of you graduating from Harvard, your English don't even make sense. That's a disgrace to Harvard. It is. It's a disgrace to whatever security entity that you claim you work for here all this while, and you are back in a country like Liberia, and you cannot exhibit the same thing in what you'll be doing here, kissing ass, licking boot. Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. Some of y'all, when you're in America here, to even call HR anonymously, you're scared. Y'all can't do it. They will be cussing y'all. They will be telling you all kind of things. They will treat you. Matter of fact, y'all can't even read your handbook to know what is right or wrong. Y'all don't do it. They will treat you like Hebrew slave in America. You would never take phone to call HR, let alone say you're going to challenge your boss. That would have never happened. But then again, Liberia is a place where if you can sit on Facebook like I'm sitting here right now and speak buffoonish for some type of political affiliation after a years of buffoon talking, because of your affiliation, they can get you a job. Right. Now Liberia there for us. Huh? Let's listen.
Don't do that. Don't do that. You do not go after you. You do not go after you. No. You do not go after you.
Yes, man, you don't go to jail.
I can't go to jail.
You can't go to jail. You can't go to jail. My man would disrespect you.
I can't go to jail.
Every time I'm...
Now you see why I stated from the beginning the group divided into two. Fadika now is saying, my men will disrespect you. The people that report to him, Fadika, will disrespect his boss. All right, there's something key that he said in here, right? Listen very carefully. All right, you hear it? So I stated at some point, Mr. Kamara got out of his seat and make an advance because this man have made several advances. All right, I don't know whether he touched him or not, but Fadika said from his mouth, if you touch me, I will lay you down. All right, I think that's what he said. I will lay you down. Let go back. You're listening to it keenly.
My man would disrespect you.
I can't go to jail.
Every time my man would
They
disrespect
can't do
you.
it. They do what something there.
You touch me, I will put you down. I think that's what it was. You touch me, I will put you down. Who the F you think you are? You touch me, I will put you down. Who the F you think you are? This also proved my claim that Mr. Kamara somehow got words in the grapevine that these people been conniving, they've been putting their thoughts together, they've been forming their cliques, and they are not pleased of his leadership style. Calls a meeting, knows that he's not safe, and because of that, he asked that nobody should come to the meeting with weapon, and now they are mad. I'm gonna be a little bit way over the board, all right? Simply because I don't have facts, I don't have evidence to that, but one can insinuate that part of the goal was to probably go there and do something to the man. Do something to the man. Because there are you now. One, you tell the man, say you don't want to fight him, even though the man not say anything about fighting, but you try to entice him, you try to provoke him to fight him. And secondly, you're not telling him in front of people, if you touch me, I will lay you down. What does that mean? What does that mean? What does laying down mean? When you die, you not see dead body standing before? What does that mean? When you touch me, I will lay you down. What does that mean? And you're fighting over coming to a meeting with gun or without gun. And you came to the meeting with cameras recording. And you came to the meeting asking that everybody should leave. I saw somebody put something there that the subordinate should leave. Well, we don't know whether it's a general meeting for everybody to be a part of the meeting to address what is happening in the office politics, or is it just managerial meeting? Because sometimes when you have managerial meeting, it's only managerial meeting and only managers are in that meeting. Subordinates are not there. But for the fact that the subordinates are there, for the fact that here people were coming in, that tells me that this is not a managerial meeting. This was a general meeting for everybody. All right? Let's keep watching. We see your lady man down.
Shut up. Get the fuck out of me. Wait, you want me to know?
Here is somebody trying to get you to rationalize, rethink what you're doing. A subordinate of Mr. Kamara, or maybe his subordinate, telling him, oh, my man, what are you doing? What are you doing? Now you're causing the man, get the F off of me. The man putting a hand on him, trying to calm him down, trying to get him to think about what is going on, like what is happening.
You take that point down. Who the fuck you think you are? Shut up. Get the fuck out of me. Wait, you want me to know?
I gotta hold you.
You holding me?
I can't hold you. Wait, protect you.
Wait, what are you? Wait.
You slapping me?
That's right for me. Wait, what are you?
All right. I think I'll answer some of the other questions while I'm going right through right here, all right? The man said, but you're my chief. I got to protect you. That's why I'm holding you. It's a high possibility that hold could be like this, or pushing, because he's trying to avoid contact, all right? He's trying to avoid contact, and he says something. I'm trying to protect you, and you slap me. So that just tells me that slap was meant for the boss. Up until this point right here, I commend the president, Mr. Joseph Newman Boaka, for the suspension, but we don't need rocket scientists right here in this video. I haven't even finished the entire video yet. We don't need rocket scientists to come from Liberia, from America, or from heaven to go to Liberia to dissect a video like this and look into it and say what happened. Mr. Fadiga needs to be fired. He needs to be fired. No other investigation is needed. He incriminated himself already by recording this. And I thought sometime I went on his page. He wrote a whole big paragraph explaining what he think happened, giving justification. If you have this tangible evidence, what the evidence will be? If this tangible evidence should be anywhere else, where you think it should be, people with common sense, it will be on his page. But the reason why it's not on his page is because after the fact, he sat down and he realized that he messed up. That's why he writing all kinds of buffoon on his page, but now he get the audacity to post this video that he himself recorded that should have been an evidence for him against his boss. Now your own evidence speaking against you. Y'all don't need anything else or anything more to fire him. This video is enough justification for him to be fired. I saw on a post that he ain't seen a guy chilling with his sister. Maybe they're not firing him. Who knows? If you're already not firing him, you're not doing like Eugene Falcone. Remember, I come all the way to America before you publish it. You need to publish it right now. Why is it important? You send a powerful message to the rest of the crew that such behavior is not welcome, it's unacceptable, and you are terminated. Let me go to my bank where I'm working at right now and tell my boss in front of another 2 employees or 1 employee, F you, shut the F up. That's it. I'm out. Effectively, immediately, I'm out. Because if you keep me around saying you're trying to investigate to see what and what and what you are indirectly telling the other subordinate who saw me or standing there, telling them that it's okay. Do it to the boss too. The day you get in your crazy feeling, do your own. That's what you're telling. And if you want to change a place like Liberia where there is no punishment for whatsoever, we still got war laws, them occupying a public service and all that stuff. If you want to change, it starts from this small thing there as a leader. You don't play with it. You don't massage it. Suspension is not enough. Fired. Gone. The first guy that came and insulted, fired. Fadiga, fired. That sent a powerful message. Now the investigation should be around what caused all of that. Now we can go to the letter where Fadiga wrote and all of that stuff. I'm not getting to that part yet. But Fadiga need to be fired right now. Effectively, immediately. He need to be fired. And that other man need to be fired. Before you conduct any investigation. Let's listen. So you see, he yelling, call my men, call my men, call my men. Also prove my claim that from the time he took over or he started working there, he's been doing his politics, his office politics, been pleading his case, been recruiting people. Now the unit that's supposed to be 1 unit, now they got his boss. Call my men to come and do what? Why are we calling your men? The people that are in there are your men too. Why are we calling your men? Call my men. Call my men. So if everybody was allowed to come to that meeting with their gun, who knows? And keep watching the video. Keep watching. You hear key things here.
No, come on.
So somebody now pushing him outside. Let's go outside. Let's go outside. Let's go. All right. So Bernice was saying maybe the phone fell. No, that phone did not fall. Let's watch this video again. You will see the movement of the hand and you will see the way the light went. If the phone fell, let's say for example, you have the phone like this and it dropped, that type of motion you will see. But what you saw there, it was like this, and then the phone went off. So just watch. The phone did not fall. He threw the phone at whoever he claimed assaulted him. All right? You see that? The man assaulted me, and then the hand went up, and notice how the light goes. It's from in the air. It's not coming down. It's from in the air. I wish I could go to each one more time. All right? He threw the phone. He threw the phone. And during this time, when he threw the phone, we don't have the video, right? But this just tells me when he threw the phone, they either got closer to him or he took off his gun. Now he got free hand. He may have taken off his gun. And I'll tell you why I think that. He may have taken off his gun, or they may have got closer to him to have access to the gun. Listen. So now he's out. That split second of the phone falling, we don't know what happened there. But they're saying, close the door. He's outside now. They're telling them those on the inside to close the door. He's outside with his own men. Now listen keenly to what they're about to talk here or about to say. All right. And he said he's soldier. That person will repeat that again. Another person that need to be fired. That other person that just said, Chief, the man won't spoil the team. Let's spoil the whole team one time. That person need to be fired. They're inciting violence in the workplace. They need to be fired. That person right there. Whether they're mad or they're not mad. The chief, the man won't spoil the team. Let's spoil the whole team one time. Fired. Out. That person. Now let's go back. Yeah, and he said his soldier, we disarm him right before you. All right, how that happened, we don't have any evidence. Whether he was taking the gun out and they took it from him, or they tackled him and they took it from him. But according to the conversation here, he got disarmed, which was what the chief wanted in the first place. All right.
Man, Derek wants to really please.
They already straight. They already straight.
All right. One of his bodyguard, who happens to be a female, punched Mr. Kamara, other bodyguard in there. She needs to be located and also fired. She needs to be located and fired. We're trying to de-escalate here. We're not fighting. She need to be fired. She too need to go home. All right. I know maybe for that one, we can probably investigate to see whether she really punched somebody. I will tolerate an investigation there a little bit to see who was punched. Okay. But in the video, it's saying this dude got punched. But the other dude that we hear, all we need to do is just identify the main person that say, Chief, that end it, one for all. You need to go home. my partner, my this is me partner behind the stage. He said I will fire everybody. My man, we gotta set example. We need to fire them. They need to be gone. They have to be gone. That's how you change a place. That's how you change a nation.
You wanna get it, but she punched me in my face.
You feel like going up.
I know. Are you listening?
The funny are you already see sick when you go there somebody funny you put out with no. Give me that.
They do a premeditated. Baby, where are you? Huh? I'm getting you.
So you see, up until this point, the person that pick up the phone don't know that it's recording. They don't know. At some point here, Fadika will try to retrieve probably maybe his gun also, but just for the sake of fairness, I would say he's trying to retrieve his evidence. You will hear them knocking on the door aggressively, trying to get the phone because he knows that the phone is recording. You will know that. This person don't know that the phone is recording. This is why at the beginning I told you that he had the phone in his hand the whole time, and when things got crazier, he threw the phone at somebody, and the phone hit the person, or I don't know, fell down or something, but he threw the phone. All right.
Can't have the phone yet.
My man, y'all get a man his phone, ain't yeah? My man, y'all get a man his phone. Some of his men were out there, or some of the other men were out there calling for the evidence now. My man, get a man his phone.
No, you're not going to my man, Abby.
Open the door.
No food yet. Nobody has food, nobody.
So the person talking is not the person holding the phone. Apparently, he don't know that somebody has a phone. My man, you get a man a phone, no phone here, do not have phone for nobody. At some point, the person holding the phone will realize that they have a phone. All right. So.
Yeah,
As you can see, the guy in the pink pants, I don't know, pink pants or red pants, took the phone from whoever is holding the phone and walking towards the door. Door gets open. How do I know the door open? There's more noise coming from outside. Oh, just closed. You hear that? You hear that? You hear the decrease in the noise? The door closed. Right. So the phone went back out, and you can hear Fadika explaining, talking about president, whatever information you're there talking about, you hearing him going off. So we've talked about the setting. We've talked about what I think happened prior to the video. We talked about the setting. We talked about what actually happened in the video. And I also went ahead and answered some of the questions of who I think should be fired, why, and when. And those are the people that need to be fired. All right. Now, what happens in the case of Mr. Kurman? Because just because you are a boss does not mean all your decision you make is right. Does not mean you're always in line. Does not mean you're doing the right thing at all time. We're all humans, okay? Whether you're doing it intentionally or not, there's a high possibility for you to make mistakes. Regardless whether it's intentional or not, it still could have been handled differently. All right. That's what I think happened in this video, just looking at this video alone, without me talking to anybody. I don't know nobody. I don't get none of the information. All right. Now, those are the people. I already answered the question, who should be fired. Those are the people that need to be fired. Now, let's go back to, because after I made my post, I got a letter. All right. The letter was drafted on the 3rd. The letter was pretty much from Mr. Fadika and somebody else, expressing the dissatisfaction of how things are being done at their headquarters, you know, for the lack of a better word, at their headquarters. Now, when you file a complaint, and he's saying it should have been done sooner, right? According to the letter, it should have been done sooner, right? I should have uploaded the letter and put it up here, but hey, too late. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're not reading. I'm pretty sure Spoon probably not dissect that letter. It's least of my worry right now, right? But you wrote this letter on the 3rd. If I am right, because I haven't been on Facebook like that, I think this entire incident probably occurred. Is it on the 3rd too? Or I saw it on Facebook on the 6th. When was the 6th? When was the 6th? All right, today's the 9th. So the letter was written on Monday, on the 3rd. This is your first time, okay? According to what is said in the letter. This is not me saying in the letter. You should have reported this before, but you didn't. This is your first nudge. It's not even a formal complaint. It's a nudge, according to what they said in the letter. All right? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. So the person that wrote the letter, I'm not sure whether the person reached out to Mr. Kamara and say, hey, this is what I've gotten, which most general manager will do. If they get a complaint, if you have an HR department, depending on the severity of it, the HR will probably take control. I'm pretty sure there's not that system or that setting is not in Liberia. All right. If you don't have that, a sensible area manager will try to see if you guys can resolve this. Simply because this area manager don't want to be that manager that everybody will be running to, because he or she also have their responsibility. And also, you guys are the ones that are going to be working together. So if you can iron out your differences between yourself without the involvement of your area manager, it makes life easier for the area manager, and it also makes a very good working environment. So I want to believe, if that ever happened, the area, whoever they wrote this letter to obtain the letter, may have called and say, hey, this is what your boys are saying. I don't know how true this is, but I want to bring it to your attention. I would like for you to address this. I want you to take care of this. Take care of it and come back and give me feedback. If I'm the area manager, that's what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to go back to the person that sent the complaint. Thank you for letting me know. I've reached out to your boss. I've asked him to conduct a meeting so you guys can discuss this. I will be expecting feedback from him, and I will be expecting feedback from you. And so how the meeting go? Go and iron this out. I want to believe, during that time frame from the 3rd, the 4th, words may have gotten out for a meeting to be held on the 6th to address this concern. And because the area manager too is not there and don't know about all this politics that have been having in the office, but Mr. Kamara know about the office politics. Mr. Fadika know about the office politics. To protect everybody, he probably sent out a word that nobody should come in with a gun. Now, I don't know if there's a other way or other communication method to have that happen instead of when they're walking in. I don't know. I don't know. If there is, it would have been the right thing for Mr. Kamara to do so that these people know beforehand, and possibly even tell the boss that probably reach out, hey, yeah, I'm going to have this meeting, but these are my concerns. And because of these concerns, this is what I'm looking to do. I'm going to ask for people to come to the meeting without no gun and stuff like that and get approval just to cover your ass, right? But from the 3rd, 4th, 5th, I don't know whether it was done on the 5th and it hit the internet the 6th. I don't know. Now, when you look at the letter, right, towards the bottom, not before we go to the bottom, some of the claim that Mr. Fadika and the other guy made in there is that Mr. Kamara is hiring ex-combatant. All right. He also covering criminals. All right. Covering criminals. I don't know how true that is. But I know I've seen a lot of movie. I ain't worked in law enforcement before, but I've seen a lot of movie where there are bad cops, there are good cops, and all of this and all of that, right? In most cases, the good cops will go years. They will start from the bottom and work their way all the way to the top to weed out the bad cops. It is not done instantaneously. You don't jump and just go to the boss and you're ready to lay him. That's not how it's done from the movies. And if it's from the movie, yeah, call me naive. Oh my man, I can't believe you're using an example of a movie, but it still makes sense that if that is the case, you think that this is what your boss doing. He covering other criminal for whatever you think the reason is. Maybe he is saying he drugs dealer. Maybe he can get some money when the man is selling drug. And you are the best person and you hear there's a way you can go about it. All right. I read that statement. There's a way you can go about it. You don't go there fighting, forcing to bring gun in, fighting everybody. That's unprofessional. And you're accusing somebody for being unprofessional. All right? So that's the process. That's the process. That's how you want to go about it. He proceeds to say that the man is hiring people from his ethnic group. The trouble is in Tinya. We're not tired with it yet. We're not. It's a claim. I get it. It warrants investigation if that's how you feel. But, let's just play the devil advocate here. If these people, if by adventure, they give people, but they qualify, they get the experience, why can't they have the job? If the Mano people, they qualify, they have the experience, why can't they have the job? If the Pele people, they have the experience, why can't they have the job? In the financial industry in America, the vast majority of our managers, when I go to managers meeting most of the time, and this is different banks that I've worked for, when I go to managerial meeting, most cases I'm the only black man. I'm the only black man in the meeting. So you come and go for other boss in there for being racist? If that's your claim that the company is racist, that's why they're hiring only black people, it's warrants an investigation, but it's not enough claim for you to come here and start tearing the whole office apart. What if minorities are not applying for those positions? What if other black people are not interested in a position? What if Pele people not applying? What if Mandingo people not applying? What if Gisi people not applying? And the only people that are applying are Mandingo people. And they have the qualification. Now the HR department can do that investigation. That's where, if there would be any disciplinary action on the part of Mr. Kamara, I will still look into the claim of the Fadika and the list. However, they are gone. They are fired. Thank you for bringing it to my attention. We will look into it, but you don't have a job here anymore. It's not a conducive atmosphere. I don't know how. I even think Jesus said can make these people to work together after all of this. Jesus, where are Jesus? He can't come down to tell me, say he can do something for them men to work together. Just say nothing ever happened among them. And this is a risky job, for God's sake. We got a video today. Tomorrow they could be out in the field chasing drugs cartel. I will refer back to the movie because of my experience. Chasing drugs cartel, and somebody not let somebody shoot somebody from the back and say, oh, I wanted the drugs cartel and then kill the person. How y'all will know? You're already in a brother. There's no goddamn system anyway. People can kill anybody anyhow. Nobody can. There's no proper investigation to say, okay, yeah, are they gone, or are they person, or you got gone, you got fire residue on your hand. We ain't got none of that. So these people, if y'all keep them together and say, oh yeah, that bag gonna be back on. Let's do it in Liberian way. Let's sweep it underneath the rug. Let the men continue to work together. That day by day will come in fun. That day by day will come in fun. All right, that day by day will come in fun. That day by day will come in fun. This is enough evidence for that first man to be fired, Fadika to be fired. The guy where on Mr. Kamara side talking, say they might F the whole thing off. He need to be fired. The lady who they say punch needs to be investigated. And if it's true, it get checked out. She also need to be fired. You are letting everybody know that this department is not for play. That's not how you handle things. Fire, fire, fire. Now go to their claim. All the people, are they ex-combatant? Yes or no? Check. Are they all Gio people? Yes or no? Check. If they are all Gio people, what are their qualifications? Are they qualified? Yes or no? Check. Based off of that investigation, if all these things come back, check, 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 take it the next step further. Who were the other candidates that applied for this position that didn't get it? Are they also ex-combatant? Yes or no? Do they also possess qualifications similar to these people or even more? Yes or no? Are they Gio people too, or are they Mano people? Are they Crown people? Yes or no? Based off of those investigations and based off of Mr. Kamara's track record, he can get replaced. He can get fired. He can get replaced. He can get fired. But until that is done, the most, I would say, which the president already now do, is suspend the man while they're conducting the investigation. And after the investigation and all of these things don't check out or checked out, then he can come back to work. But for those other people then are named, they don't have a job. Well, let them go find something else to do in Liberia. They don't have a job. If I'm the one running things, I'm the boss. Why is this even going to the president? Why is it even going to the president? The man that wrote that letter should be able to make that decision. Why? Why you have to wait for the president to come from his meeting? What he's doing to come watch video? To come watch video, investigate, and know. And come on, man, you stop it. You stop it. Some of us just want to come back to our country over there so we can enjoy ourselves. We eat organic food. We run around. You know, we come home. We feel good. We come back. But we cannot come back to enjoy ourselves, invest in our country, when our leaders now will be acting like this. Our leaders now will be acting like this. Thank you for coming. Our leader now will be acting like this. They will be acting like this. The country will not change. We will continue to cry. The change that we want to see in Liberia, it starts with us, from the family, before we get out there. There is no justification whatsoever for this behavior. Not at all. I can't find one. I can't find it. I can't find one. And the craziest thing above it all, you come to the meeting. I've done it before though. I've done it before. I've been in a role where I think my manager was just nitpicking and want to micromanage everything. And I went into the meeting with a recording unannounced to my boss. It's okay to do that. Whether your company allow you to use it or not, it's okay. But you don't go knowing that you're not only doing an audio recording, you are doing a video, a video recording that gives you both audio and picture. They say seeing is believing. That's when you want to be on your best behavior. Even if you the Satan, you won't be in your marco at that point, because you know you're trying to incriminate the other party. But you come there. I don't think I even heard one curse word from Mr. Kamara. If he did, then maybe it was just off. Okay, well, Darlington, Mr. Kamara also should have just kept his cool. When the man was talking about his credential from America, he said the man a good man. Hey, that confusion, that flower, that it's gonna happen. All right? Me calling you gay man and you telling me to shut the F up, wanting to slap me, telling me you will lay me down and all that stuff. Come on now. Come on now. I know I am a non-entity. I am nobody. But whenever people who are in the position of power from my country exhibit behaviors that can impact people who look up to them, I will voice my opinion. Common people in our community, we're doing a thing, we're fighting, we're this, that. I don't get a problem with that. None of my business. But if you are a leader, you have the propensity, like good English, to negatively influence a lot of people. You know how many people not hear about that story? Me and my own, only 9 people are here watching. You know how many people probably watch Spoon and listen to it? I don't know how in depth they went with it. I don't know what the messaging was, but I can tell you for a fact, I was on Mr. Fadiga page, and there were people that commending him for his bravery and his tenacity and his courage, wanting to change the system. They likes like Martin Luther King and well, all of us still celebrating, and Nelson Mandela them and all of us. Now how to change it? Now how to change it? I think we need to come up with another show called The Underlined. Because this is me too friendly. We can't tackle BBT like that. Patrick, are you still here? All that talk about the underline. We probably need to come up with something about the underline and just talk about buffoonery, what our leaders are doing in our country. Now you have medias that should be neutral to report authentic news, accepting money to take one side or to shut up. Accepting money to take one side or to shut up and don't talk about the problem. I think I've given this enough of my time. Thank you to those of you who decided to watch. I appreciate it. Thank you to those of you who decided to share. I appreciate it. Those of you who like these people or are associated with these people or support these people, hey, they're just individual. They're one person. Their action will impact a lot of people. Their action will impact a lot of people. All right. Fadika say he's a special agent and he's I think GL13 or GL14, GL something. I don't know what the heck that is. I didn't even waste my time to even say I want to conduct investigation on it, but he need to be fired. I hope that's in the guy way in. He's on his way to America and don't have a job anymore in Liberia. These are the same people that were online. I used to be watching them. And when I told you, I said, me, I'm not taking no side. I want to see opposition and in power. Right now, everybody saying, Joe, we are this, Joe, we are that, Joe, we are that. I agree. I want to see you in power. When you take power, I see how you're doing. Then I'll compare it to what Joe, we are doing. And then we'll go from there. There's been a lot that I just, I don't care right now. I ain't talking about it. I'm over it. I'm just doing my thing and stuff like that. But this one, they need to be fired. Thank you, Mr. President, for suspending them, but suspension is not enough. They need to be fired. Jobless. Come back to America. All right? You have this great experience with working here in America anyway, so come back. We'll gladly accept you. We'll gladly receive you. Come back to America. All right? If this is defamation of character, one can't like, bro, you'll sue me because of what you can do. People that were in the diaspora want to voice their opinion, then you'll say defamation of character and you'll harass them when they come to Liberia. I will be coming to Liberia this year. So you'll tell all your people need to wait for me to the airport so you can sue me for voicing my opinion. You're spoiling my country. This is not the look that I want my country to have. When I'm having conversation with people about my country and when they Google it and YouTube it, this is not what I want them to see. All right? So if you are a leader and you are in the place of position and you have power and you misbehave in Liberia, I will voice my opinion on you. And when you sit down and wait for me to come to Liberia so you can see a defamation of character, we know the definition of defamation of character. We know what it means. All right? We know what it means for somebody to be able to sue you for defamation of character. The point that we have been doing it to, they not know yet. All right? But then again, Liberia, what do you know? You know there's no law. You go there, the person with the most money or most connection wins. Huh? It's okay. I'll go to Saw Beach. I'll go to Saw Beach. But when I go to Saw Beach, you better make sure I stay in Saw Beach because when I come from Saw Beach, Nancy Matera said, tell her, when I come from Saw Beach. Oh my God. You're start spoiling our country, man. Please, we beg you. We hold your foot. If you have a good life here in America, please come back. Let eat our burger and our sandwich in here. But if you, by all means, think you have what it takes to help the country progress, go and give it your best. My man, now one of the person I admire, right? I will tell you guys this, right? It's my boy Waka. Waka Do. Waka Do is the true definition of a Liberian. That's what it should be. And mind you, he got his own challenges too. I'm not going to come here and talk about it. Mind you, he also went through that whole them versus us thing. But that's a prime example of what it means to be a Liberian. Waka Do got hired. I was sitting here answering questioning myself. I said, Waka, my man, you sure the decision you're making are the right decision? The government only have less than a year in power. And you are leaving your comfort zone to go to Liberia to go accept job. I ain't telling this, but this is what I was thinking. To go accept job. What if the government lose? Then what happened? You coming back? But because Waka is qualified, because Waka have the mentality of a Liberian that want to serve his country, they met from CDC, government, doing his job. He's under Mr. Waka government right now, doing his job. That's how it's supposed to be. When a person qualifies, let them stay there. The person doing a good job, let them stay there. Whether they see muya for you, they're not seeing muya for you. Now, what is supposed to be? Y'all start making a thing about us versus them. You be in power, everybody else out. This other person in power, everybody else out. I understand the politics. I understand people taking information, trying to sell it. I understand people undermining people. I understand all of that. But when you find someone who is authentic, qualified, and ready to do the work, and then stay there. And then stay there. Until you can find a reason to fire them, not because, oh yeah, Darlington Curtis used to let Omen Bwaka, so now it's a must. I'm gonna say to Akamigo, it's a must that he have a job. But anyway, that's it. My 2 cents. Y'all have a great day. Y'all take care. It's your boy D Curtis. I am out.